In the year 1971, a war erupted between India and Pakistan, a conflict that would change the face of the Indian subcontinent forever. The seeds of this conflict were sown in the political and social tensions that had been simmering for years. East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh, was a region rife with unrest. The Bengali population, feeling marginalized and oppressed, began to voice their discontent more vociferously. India, observing the escalating tensions from across the border, felt a moral obligation to support the burgeoning liberation movement in East Pakistan. The Indian government provided vital support to the Mukti Bahini, the liberation force, in their fight against the ruling Pakistani regime. This was more than a mere geopolitical conflict. It was a fight for identity, for autonomy, and for the very soul of a nation. The war waged for over 9 months, with India and the Mukti Bahini emerging victorious. The decisive victory of India led to the birth of a new nation, Bangladesh. However, the aftermath of this war was far from celebratory for some. In the midst of this geopolitical shakeup, an untold story was unfolding: the persecution of Hindus in the newly formed Bangladesh. Amidst the euphoria of liberation, a sinister wave of violence and coercion swept across the country, largely targeting the vulnerable Hindu community. Instances of forced conversions, property seizures, and brutal physical assaults became an unfortunate reality for many. The torment didn't stop there. Temples, often the heart of Hindu communities, were vandalized and desecrated. Thousands of Hindu families were displaced, their homes reduced to ashes, their lives shattered. A culture steeped in centuries of tradition and harmony was now steeped in fear and uncertainty. This wave of persecution wasn't an isolated incident. It was systematic, calculated, and deeply entrenched in the socio-political dynamics of the time. The very fabric of a diverse and vibrant community was being torn apart, its threads fraying under the weight of intolerance and fear. The echoes of these atrocities continue to reverberate in the socio-political fabric of Bangladesh, shaping the lives of its Hindu population to this day. As these atrocities were being committed, the world largely turned a blind eye. A distressing silence fell over the international community, a silence that echoed louder than any outcry. It was a time marked by the politics of indifference and the media's selective blindness. Despite the gravity of the situation, the persecution of Hindus in Bangladesh barely found a mention in the global news circuit. The international political arena, often a stage for major power plays, chose to remain on the sidelines. The cries for justice, the pleas for intervention, all seemed to fade into the cacophony of the world's other pressing issues. This indifference was not just a failure of humanity, but a stark reminder of the role media and international politics often play in shaping our understanding of global events. The narratives we consume, the stories we hear, are often filtered through a sieve of political convenience and media bias. Yet, amid this deafening silence, the Hindu community in Bangladesh stood strong. Their resilience in the face of adversity, their determination to hold on to their faith and identity, shone through the darkness. Despite the silence, the resilience and struggle of the Hindu community in Bangladesh remain a testament to their enduring spirit. The repercussions of these events continue to be felt in the present day. With the liberation of East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, the Hindu community found itself in a new socio-political landscape. Their status, however, remained fraught with challenges. Marginalization, discrimination, and sporadic violence continue to mar their existence, yet they persist. In the face of these ongoing issues, efforts towards justice are being made. Non-governmental organizations, international bodies, and even individuals are striving to bring attention to the plight of the Hindu community in Bangladesh. Their goal, to ensure that history does not repeat itself. And speaking of history, it has left an indelible mark on today's generation. The tales of persecution have been passed down from grandparents to grandchildren. These stories, while harrowing, have not bred resentment. Instead, They fostered a sense of resilience, a determination to overcome adversity and build a better future. The story of Hindu persecution in Bangladesh is a stark reminder of the human cost of war and the resilience of a community in the face of adversity.